Now on CoastTV News.
Holiday spirit in Rehoboth. The hometown Christmas parade marches in with fun and charity. And Ocean City rental rules.
This is a very controversial topic.
Town council tries to balance concerns and complaints over short-term rentals.
This uncomfortable cold will be quickly followed by some dousing showers and some heavy winds.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Check it out, Santa on a surfboard. Holiday magic taking over Rehoboth Beach tonight. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina DiRobertis. Tonight was the annual Rehoboth Beach Hometown Christmas Parade. First responders were sounding off their alarms. There were local marching bands filling in the night. Lots of holiday cheer there in Rehoboth. The event was emceed by our very own Madeline Overturf. And one family we spoke to says they think this is the parade to see in Sussex County.
We go to all the different, do you like the Lewis Parade, the Georgetown Parade? I think this one's our favorite.
Looks like a great time there in Rehoboth, and luckily it wasn't too cold out there tonight. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. We're looking live into Lewis right now. Paul, it is going to get colder though, right?
Well, right now in Ocean City, we're like holding at 38 degrees right now. So we have that uncomfortable cold that's out there in full effect for everybody. Although, think about it this way. The cold puts you in the seasonal mood, does it not? I mean, you gotta have mittens and earmuffs to enjoy a Christmas parade, correct? Anyway, we are expecting for it to stay in 40 partly to mostly cloudy skies for tonight. And then we're going to be bracing for a chance of scattered showers for going into tomorrow. But look at how much cooler we are. We're 17 degrees cooler in Salisbury, 20 degrees cooler in Ocean City, 17 degrees cooler than we are 24 hours ago in Wallops Island. And then we have the winds continue to complicate the matters as far as comfort is concerned. When you're talking about a wind advisory, we're talking about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts on the Atlantic side. And on the other side of the peninsula, we're talking about 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So yeah, we have cutting cold winds on the way, well, still here right now. And then we have some snow possibly on the way in the northeast. We'll talk about that in detail coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Paul. Lewis police are investigating a shooting they say happened here at the Jefferson Apartments early Friday morning. Police say they got a call just after 1 a.m. Reports of several gunshots in the complex. They tell us a young person inside one of the apartments was hit, but officers say the injury was not life-threatening. Investigators believe it was a targeted attack, and they say there is no threat to the public at this time. Ocean City's debate over short-term rentals is not slowing down as the town council moves toward a final vote on extending a moratorium in some single-family and mobile home neighborhoods. Homeowners who depend on those rentals to help pay their bills say they feel like their property rights are being squeezed out.
The voters want their own property rights, whether they intend to ever rent their home. They know that they're pretty much one accident away from needing some type of extra income in case of an emergency. And they don't want someone to come in and steal their property rights.
Now, supporters of the moratorium say it is a temporary step to protect quiet neighborhoods while new rules are written, but opponents worry yearly extensions could add up to a long-term ban on new rentals in those areas. Meanwhile, the Millsboro Town Council is considering putting a pause on building in town. The Town Council actually has been quite pro-growth for years. In 2017, they even slashed a building impact fee by more than 80%, in part to encourage developers to build in Millsboro. But now, 7 years later, the council could go in the other direction. Councilmember Marty Presley introduced a potential pause on development. He tells CoastTV a moratorium would give the town some time to look at new zoning regulations and any new statewide affordable housing regulations that could apply to Millsboro.
Every time you turn around, there's new section opening up, for new homes and, so stop for a while and see what happens.
So the town is voting on whether to have a public hearing about this. That hearing could possibly be on January 5th for a potential moratorium on building. And we're going to check in on our CoastTV poll now. We're asking what you think should trigger a building moratorium. Let's look at the results. 52% say traffic, 10% think school crowding, 38% say public feedback. And you can still vote. You can change these numbers up. Just go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app and let us know what you think. In traffic news, Steiner Road between Lewis Georgetown Highway and Hollis Road will be closed for more than 6 weeks. That started today. DelDOT beginning a roadway reconstruction project there. They say the work is expected to continue until Friday, January 16th, 2026. That's weather permitting, and there will be detours in place for drivers. Delaware lawmakers are again moving forward with hearings regarding the controversial property reassessments. The next one is going to be tomorrow, December 2nd at 9:30 a.m. at Legislative Hall. The hearings were put on hold because of a lawsuit related to a bill that allowed Newcastle County school districts to reset tax rates. Now there are 2 more hearings, that's including the one tomorrow. Making national headlines tonight, the National Guard soldier who was shot and wounded last Wednesday in what authorities say was a targeted attack is now in serious condition, but showing signs of improvement. As NBC's Paul Wagner reports, the news comes as D.C. police have begun to be assigned to patrol alongside National Guard units.
It has now been 5 days since Andrew Wolf and Sarah Beckstrom were ambushed outside the Farragut West Metro Station while on active duty. Shot, investigators say, by an Afghan national who had once worked with the CIA in Afghanistan. Ramanullah Lochinwall remains hospitalized. Today, the governor of West Virginia had an update on Andrew Wolf's condition.
That we were told that Andrew was asked if he could hear the nurse who asked the question to give a thumbs up, and he did respond. And we were told that he also wiggled his toes.
The governor says he has visited the soldier and has kept in close touch with Wolf's mother.
Melody, the mom, has been so positive a force, and she's been asking people across the country to pray for her son, and those prayers are working.
Governor Patrick Morrisey says he has not been asked by the White House to send more troops to D.C., and right now he says there are 170 members of the West Virginia National Guard here in the city. At the same time, D.C. police have begun patrolling with members of the Guard. D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith tells News 4 her officers are there in a supporting role, which may not last past this week, a decision she says she made along with her executive command staff. And in another development, the Trump administration has appealed the ruling from Judge Gia Cobb that President Trump exceeded legal authority when he ordered the deployment of the D.C. National Guard last summer. Trump deployed the Guard during what he described as a crime emergency. The appeal was filed Wednesday, the day of the shooting. West Virginia's governor says the Guard's mission in D.C. has been a noble one, and that Guard members, including Andrew and Sarah, have volunteered for it.
Andrew is still fighting for his life. Andrew needs prayers, and the parents have said, please use every opportunity to ask for prayers, and that's what we're going to do. I think that the West Virginia people are strong, and they know that everything is being done right now to ensure that justice is served.
And we are just getting started. We've got more news coming up ahead. Code Purple shelters just opened for the season. We'll tell you how volunteers are helping people stay warm this winter. But first, snow is pounding parts of the central U.S. and heading for New England, what it means for millions in its path. And Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams is tracking your local forecast in the First Alert Weather Center. How cold it's going to get on Delmarva up next.
Right now, we have temperatures in the 30s for us in Ocean City right now, courtesy of our Dry Tech camera. Dew point temperature of 25, and we are bracing for a significant nor'easter that's already gaining dominance and some strength right now. We're going to have a story about that right after our weather segment. But first of all, let's talk about our weather first and foremost, and how fortunate we're actually going to be compared to everybody else. I mean, we're going to have temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s for the rest of this evening going into the early morning hours. Now, the winds are going to pick up momentum, and we're going to pick up more in the way of moisture. But the cold, the uncomfortable cold, it's here to stay for this week already. So it's arriving, it's not going anywhere. 27 degrees, for example, right now for us in Long Neck, Millsboro, Gumboro, as well as Delmar. We're at 27 degrees in Ridgeville and 27 in Milford, 26 in Redden. We're at 17 to 20 degrees colder now than we were just this same time yesterday. Then you add the winds into that. Small craft advisories, meaning we're watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds, and we're quite fortunate because this is just 25-mile-per-hour wind zone. On the other side, we have 45-mile-per-hour winds, and that's a little bit more so connected to the storm system that's brewing in the center part of the country that's causing this gigantic slice of purple here, indicating winter weather advisories, which will be upgraded to winter storms overnight going into tomorrow, because there's a monster of a nor'easter trying to form. But for us, it's just going to be rain and wind. But to our north, it's going to be snow, rain, and a mix. 45 for the high in Georgetown, 45 for the high in Cambridge with winds out of the southeast, and 47 for the high, for example, in Snow Hill. And here's a look at the rain. This is what the nor'easter is going to look like for us. Just rain, steady downpours, hit and miss, and then it'll be out of the way by 5 o'clock. Now, we will have the temperatures in the 50s. Winds out of the southeast at 14 to 20 miles per hour, an occasional gust at 25 for most of us here. And the amount of rain has been backed off a bit. It looks like it's tracking more to the north. We may catch 1.5 inches up near Lewis. Other areas, at least 1.25 inches or just shy of 1.5 inches. Our big story is the cold that follows the nor'easter. That's where we get the bugaboo. 24 is what it's going to feel like Wednesday morning. 26 is what it's going to feel like Thursday morning. Then Friday, you see this, right? You see it. Look up. I want you to see it. This is 15 for everybody. Even the folks on the coast near the water are going to have 15 degrees. That's what it's going to feel like. And then Saturday's not going to feel much better. Although it'll feel like 29, it'll probably feel a little bit better. We may have a little clip of some ice developing on Saturday, the extreme northern portions of the state. But other than that, it's going to be another round of rain in our neck of the woods. Finally, here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Now, keep in mind, we are calling for a yellow alert day for Tuesday because it's going to be really windy and really rainy. But after that, it's going to be really, really cold. Meanwhile, away from Delmarva, a winter storm is set to morph into a bomb cyclone as it hits the northeastern parts of the U.S. That's when the low pressure system drops dramatically in a short period of time. The storm will strengthen rapidly as it moves up the East Coast Tuesday, with the winds intensifying in the coastal New England Tuesday night. As Cheryl Hubbard reports, it's the third winter bomb type of a storm in a week.
The third winter storm in a week is dumping snow on parts of the central U.S. In the meantime, travelers still making their way back from their Thanksgiving destinations were at the mercy of the winter weather Monday.
Just roll with it, take a little extra time, and just expect delays.
While snowy weather spread over parts of Iowa, Kansas, and Missouri, reaching north into parts of the Great Lakes Monday afternoon, it's poised to deliver the first widespread snow of the season to the Northeast and New England.
Interior New England. This is the area we're concerned about, with potential for 7 to 11 inches of snowfall. Some of the Weather Service offices already upping the winter storm watch to a warning.
This new system following a previous one that jumbled travel this weekend, like this 45-vehicle pileup in Indiana Saturday, or this Endeavor Air regional jet that slid off a Des Moines, Iowa runway. Both the Indiana State Police and Delta Airlines say no one was hurt in either incident.
Just going down the landing strip, that's when the pilot hit a little bit of ice, and we just kept sliding.
In addition to snow in the north, it's rain that's going to be affecting the south, with an icy mix in Arkansas and record-breaking temperatures possible in the wake of the storm east of the Rockies. I'm Cheryl Hubbard reporting.
As temperatures drop, Delaware's homeless community is being provided a lifeline now. Code Purple officially opened for the season today. It will remain open throughout the coldest months. Code Purple, it's an emergency shelter program that provides a safe place for people experiencing homelessness during dangerous winter conditions.
Being exposed to those conditions 24/7 every day of the week is tough for anybody to bear, but it can lead to death, right? So the whole hope here is to get them indoors where, we're providing some level of dignity where they can come in, they can relax, get warm, get a hot meal.
And you can get involved yourself by volunteering. You can give Code Purple a call or find more information on Code Purple's website. Coming up after the break, for anyone struggling with loss this time of year, we have what mental health experts recommend. And how a holiday donation could make a big difference as the blood bank of Delmarva is facing a shortage.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
If you are looking for a way to give back this holiday season, think about donating blood. Over the summer, the blood bank of Delmarva actually declared a blood emergency. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us how the blood bank makes donating convenient by setting up mobile drives.
In the spirit of the holiday season, one of the greatest gifts you can give is donating blood. The Blood Bank of Delmarva says someone needs blood every 2 seconds in the United States.
When it's time for giving season like it is now, it's an opportunity to give back, not just in a monetary way, but in a way that's going to help save a life.
In addition to the bank's permanent locations, the organization also hosts mobile blood drives. The blood bank says while levels are not critical now, that can change in an instant, especially in the winter.
So we do see an increase in traumas and an increase for that need of blood as well. So if we can all pitch in a little bit and donate and give back, we can keep that blood supply stable and keep those trauma victims, give them a fighting chance this winter.
The blood bank says since the COVID pandemic, it has not been able to reach pre-pandemic levels, which is all the more reason to donate and a way to give back this holiday season. For Coast TV News, I'm Elisa Weber.
In health news, a drug that helps people lose weight now has a slimmer price tag. Monday, Eli Lilly announced Zepbound will cost less for those who buy the medication straight from the drug maker. The cuts range from $50 to $100. Company officials say the move will help fight, quote, cost and coverage barriers. And this does come a couple of weeks after rival Novo Nordisk said it would drop the price for its weight loss drugs, Wegovy and Ozempic. Well, it is officially December, if you haven't noticed yet, and it's a time of the year filled with family traditions. But for some who have lost a loved one, the holidays can bring sadness. Tonight, Mandy Gaither has ways to cope with grief during a time that's supposed to be filled with happiness.
It's the season of joy and happiness, but if you're grieving a loss, the holidays may also bring sorrow and pain.
While the holidays can be a wonderful time, it can also bring up memories of lost family members, which we know can then exacerbate potential feelings of sadness, feelings of hurt, disappointment, and potential anger.
Clinical psychologist Adam Borland with Cleveland Clinic says it's important to recognize that this time of year can be difficult, whether it's your first holiday without a loved one or you've grieved through multiple ones. It's okay to feel sad this time of year.
Communicate with your support system. If you're feeling this way, it's likely that another family member is also feeling this way.
Experts say understanding that feelings of sadness may be heightened this time of year can be reassuring. So express those feelings to someone you trust and be flexible with holiday traditions. Family members may need to manage expectations regarding those rituals. You can also start new ones, honoring the lost loved one.
Focus on the happy memories that you had with this individual. Maybe look at some photographs, maybe exchange stories.
Focus on coping skills that have helped you in the past and recognize that you can hold more than one feeling at a time. Finally, intentionally care for yourself. Experts say it can be helpful to make a checklist of healthy habits.
It's okay to feel this way. It's okay to miss that person. And if it gets to a point where it's really problematic, you can speak with a trained mental health professional.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up in sports tonight, the Delaware High School football all-class teams were released this afternoon. You can find out which local players landed on that list. And coming up, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, how much people are spending this year and how tariffs are playing a role.
Here's a look at how the weather is going to play a role in the forecast for the Bay. Looking for scattered showers and heavy downpours on Tuesday, but clearing out a much cooler Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, one area of the economy is looking really good: consumer spending. According to Adobe Analytics, consumers spent $11.8 billion online on Black Friday. That's a 9.1% increase over last year. Adobe thinks that growth was driven by steeper discounts than forecasted, and that also means some retailers benefit more than others. For example, Walmart and TJ Maxx are expected to have a better holiday season than Target. And U.S. shoppers are expected to spend more than $14 billion online today, according to Adobe Analytics, because it is Cyber Monday. Michael Yoshida reports on how tariffs and inflation are impacting shoppers differently this year.
Consumer experts say that shoppers have been buying fewer items this holiday season, but with average prices higher, it's led to these bigger sales numbers, and some say that's all part of the so-called K-shaped economy.
U.S. consumers spent $11.8 billion online this Black Friday, with an estimated $14.2 billion more expected to be spent Cyber Monday, according to Adobe Analytics.
This 5-day period from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday is significant for retailers.
Money going into online shopping carts could reach new heights this year, but consumer experts warn people might actually be buying less. And the high dollar numbers are largely due to the impact of tariffs and higher prices from inflation.
What's happening is that the number of items purchased is actually down, but prices are higher. Average selling prices are higher. So we are seeing the increase in spending due to that inflation.
National consumer expert Claudia Lombana says who is spending their money is another key thing to pay attention to.
The ones that have higher income are spending at will, but those who are less affluent are budgeting.
Some argue it's part of the so-called K-shaped economy.
They're talking about that funny looking capital letter. You know, there's the bit that stands up and there's a bit that goes up and a bit that goes down.
With higher earners getting a boost from stock market investments and home valuation, while lower earners are increasingly living paycheck to paycheck.
Those who are already financially very well off, their economy is going pretty well for them. Those who are less well off, working and middle class Americans, they're the lower part of that K, and maybe their economy is pointing south.
And economist Justin Wolfers added that while he's not sure if we are in a K-shaped economy, he does believe the Trump administration's budget policies as well as tariffs have been K-shaped, impacting various income levels differently. He says that's why some may feel like they're on that downward sloped part of the K, leading to lower consumer confidence and potentially less spending by some. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
This year's Bless Our Children campaign is in full swing, but as you can see, we need your help to fill out this tree with cards and donations. We're raising money to make sure that every child has that special present to open during this Christmas time. And the card and donation we received this time that I'm going to tell you about got an adorable dog with a Santa hat. This is actually a special card because we do not know who sent it, but they did want to make their donation in honor of Billo Hickman of Ocean View. So we will put this card to honor Billo on our tree. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help, send a donation and a holiday card, and we may just read it on the air. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen, or you can donate online at blessourchildren.org.
And we have already raised almost $154,000 to help children and families this holiday season. Thank you to all who have donated. And now that the holiday season is here, so is the return of our holiday house. This is where you can submit pictures or videos of your decorations, and we show them here during our newscasts. Let's check one out now. We have a picture tonight of Susan Ferguson's family cat, Jeff, enjoying the Christmas tree. How adorable, and what a great name for a cat, Jeff. I love human names on animals. Please send us your pictures, send us your videos of your animals with your decorations. Go to coasttv.com/holidayhouse.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Over the weekend, the Delaware high school football season came to a close. But two of our local teams, Seaford and Indian River, played for a state championship, which means plenty of Blue Jays and Indians were all class selections. Let's start with Seaford. Quarterback number 1, Vince Evans, well, he was 1A's best offensive player this season. Not only can he complete a nice hook and ladder, which he needed to do to overcome Newark Charter in the championship game on Saturday, but he was a dual threat. probably the quickest quarterback in the entire state of Delaware this season. There he is, showing off the legs. Congrats to Seaford. Congrats to Evans on a magical year. Indian River in 2A, Darnell Stokes, the best offensive player of the year, and it's not a surprise. He is a true wrecking ball as a receiver and as a running back. Whenever you can get the ball in his hands, Darnell, he's going to play at Syracuse next season, just like the 3A Offensive Player of the Year, Smyrna's Phoenix Enriquez, who was uncovered by defenses all season long. Obviously, he wasn't uncovered, but it felt like it. He had a special connection with quarterback Drew Marks, who was also an all-class performer. Congrats to all of those all-class Offensive Players of the Year.
Now here's the live look into Ocean City. We have one more check on your forecast after this.
As we take a look at what's happening in Milford right now, we're at 28 degrees, chilly degrees right now, and we're going to stay in the 20s and low 30s for tonight. Small craft advisory is in full effect for us for the Lewis Beach, Rehoboth Ocean View, down from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague. And on the other side, we're at 45 mile per hour wind gusts with the active gale wind warning effect there. Our umbrella winner, Janie of Harbison, congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. And you can catch up with your forecast by calling our number, sponsored by the law office of Brockstead, Meadows, and Federico. And here's a look at your extended forecast. Yeah, calling for a yellow alert day for Tuesday.
All right, really 15 on Friday morning.
Yeah, the wind chill factor, 15, which really,
Okay.
it still feels like 15 no matter how you slice it. 15 is 15.
But like you said, we're doing better than the folks up in New England.
Oh yeah, because they're about to get clocked by a nor'easter that will have no mercy.
Uh-oh. Well, we can be thankful for that. Thanks, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. You can always find more news and weather on our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon's up next, and we're back tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Have a great night.